Hey guys, Sean Bage and HBK from D Sweet Deals LLC. And today's video, we basically we're gonna have a sip and chat. We haven't had one of these sip and chats in a minute. One of these sip and chat style vlogs where we talk one-on-one. So, we're gonna discuss what it feels like to be a guy and an entrepreneur. Part-time, married, wife and kids, the whole enchilada. So, all right, guys, if it's your first time here, don't forget to go ahead and smash that like button and hit that subscribe button also, and keep up with all our latest content as we go on this journey of building the D Sweet Deals LLC brand and business. For those of you who don't know, my name is Sean, aka Beige and HBK, and I'm bringing you guys along on this journey that I'm doing of becoming a full-time entrepreneur. Right now, I'm still part-time, but we getting there. We getting there. All right, so some of the realities of being an entrepreneur, a part-time entrepreneur as myself, is basically being an entrepreneur, being a part-time entrepreneur, and having a full-time job, being a husband and a father, taking care of a house, going to work, and trying to build a business so I can be full-time. Let me tell you, if you think I make it look easy on this channel, it is hard. It's fun, but it's hard. Yeah, it can be stressful. It is very demanding. But at the end of the day, I keep pushing forward and I'm not giving up. I'm going to make sure that I get this business to where it needs to be and make sure that everyone knows about the D Sweet Deals brand. Oh, speaking of the brand, if I didn't show y'all guys before, this is the official first of its kind reseller brand. Don't trip, don't just flip. Don't trip, just flip, aka DSD with the wolf. Kind of it's all right design. All right, I digress. So I did promise you guys that I will be more open with how I'm running my business, how the journey goes. I know my videos aren't very consistent, and that's because I've been very, very busy. I've had a lot on my plate, but there's no excuses. I'm going to bring the content that you want to see. So let's start from the beginning. Entrepreneurship. My entrepreneurship journey started since high school. You can't really backtrack on my YouTube channel for my older videos because I think I removed majority of them. But before I was a reseller, I was pretty much into a lot of real estate. I was doing real estate investing. I was trying to do wholesale, buy and flip. That's where the journey started. That didn't work out as well as I wanted it to, but I haven't given up on that part of my entrepreneurship. It's still a goal. This is the stepping stone to that goal. But that was at least 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when I was heavy into real estate investment. hence how I got my first home. Now, I've been an entrepreneur, like I said, since high school. I've done the real estate investing. I did the credit restoration business. I've even done the electrical, how you put it? You know, those guys that come by and try to offer you better prices for your electricity. I've done that business. Most of those were multi-level marketing. But I can say the credit restoration business definitely put me in a position of where I was able to buy my house and get locked in very cheap rates. Cleared all my credit card debts and stuff up, and got all the creditors off my back. So that was a beneficial business at the time for me. Don't mess with it anymore. But as you guys can see, I'm part-time into my reselling. So after those businesses came the reselling. I started off with eBay and Posh at the same time. It took at least a year, especially for Poshmark. It took at least a good year to get that up and running. eBay, I've always had an eBay account since high school, and I just switched over to a seller's account. So even though I didn't really sell anything on it back then, once I started, the eBay sales trickled in. 1 sale a week, then it went to 2 sales a week, then it went to 3 sales a week, and then it just took off from there. Poshmark took a lot more work, a lot more sharing the closet, a lot more followers. Poshmark took a good year to really take off with the sales. And when I started, if you look back on my YouTube list, I was doing clothing. And I started off selling my kids' clothing. And then we went into the thrift stores, and then we started buying stuff from the thrift stores and reselling, and that took off. Didn't really care for the clothing part of the eBay business after the year 1 into year 2, but we stuck with it because that's how we did Poshmark, with the sharing the closet, going to the parties. It was very interactive. And my advice to any new entrepreneurs: when you start your entrepreneurship and you find a business model that you want to get into, don't give up right away. You shouldn't give up at all. You got to keep pushing forward. It takes a year, sometimes it might take a year and a half to really get the business to start moving. And then sometimes it might not even be a year and a half. It can be longer to get to a position where you can be like, okay, I'm going to quit my job. The business is doing much better. You got to be consistent and you got to stick with it. So yeah, about a year and a half, eBay was taking off with the clothing. What bothered me about the clothing, I got tired of measuring the clothes. It was very time consuming for the amount of money we were making. So I basically started branching off into the sneakers, something that I was more comfortable with, that I enjoyed a little bit more, branched off into the sneakers. And that really shot the business up. The business started taking off after we got into the sneakers. And then the good old pandemic hit and just threw the business into a whirlwind. That threw the business off. When we just started taking off between the sneakers and we were doing general merchandise, also had a bunch of wholesalers, and the money was just rolling in. Pandemic hit, things got tight. Wholesalers started rebranding their business of how they were working the business, and then we had to change our business model again. So that's what comes with entrepreneurship. Every year or every couple of months, you might have to just rebrand your business to accommodate what's going on in the everyday world. So what used to work a couple of months ago, maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, it's not working today. So your business has to always evolve. So that's one of the best advice that I can give to you new entrepreneurs, or even you seasoned entrepreneurs. You gotta keep evolving your business. Now with us, we're on eBay, we're on Poshmark, we added Mercari. We got a few sales from Mercari. Mercari's still building. The sales of Mercari is not consistent. Mercari can go a couple of months without any sales, and then you'll get 3 or 4 sales or 5 sales for the month, and then it goes back to just inconsistent. eBay and Posh, consistent week after week, month after month. We tried Facebook Marketplace. We made a few sales on Facebook Marketplace, but Facebook Marketplace and how it operated really didn't work for our business model, so we got rid of Facebook Marketplace. So that was it. Now, mind you, I'm a one-man show. When I started out, I'm doing eBay, I'm doing Poshmark, I'm doing my regular job, and I have the evening shift. So, I come home early in the morning, 4 hours of sleep, and I'm still pushing through, grinding, make sure I cut business time to have family time, make sure I'm paying attention to my boys. You guys know the young entrepreneurs, they've been on the trips, runs with us. Sometimes they're into the business and sometimes they're not. That's what it is with kids. I try to keep my kids involved, or I try to be more involved in their life. I make sure I set aside time for family time, especially with my wife. Can't have them feeling neglected. So that was a no. As far as having business partners, there was nobody that really fit into my way of thinking and my hustle. I had 100% hustle and drive. I just last year we decided to add a new business onto the business, which was the Etsy and the Shopify. Same thing. We're still within clothing, even though we have the sneakers, eBay, Posh, Mercari. The embroidery now that we started with for the Shopify and Etsy is still the apparel business. So you would think I'm being stretched thin, but I'm not really being stretched that thin. And plus, it's me and my wife working on this business, or the Etsy side of the business. So I do have a little leeway, little slack, where I can pay more attention to the reselling business than the Etsy and Shopify business, which is now still being built. Hence the reseller brand. Bang, don't trip, just flip. I'm telling you, we gonna make this brand famous. I'm the only one trying to brand a clothing line for resellers. No one has done it yet. So I'm very confident that we gonna make this take off. Well, me and the wife. Yeah, I've been trying to get the wife on board from the beginning. She showed no interest in the reselling business, but she did show interest in the embroidery business. And when I brought it to her, I was skeptical about spending that type of money, because we went all in on the big machine, 15 needle embroidery machine. And that's no chump change. That's like a car payment right there. There's no chump change. But she was all in, She learned digitizing and she learned the machine, and we're working on the business, making it work. You guys can check out dsweetdealsdesigns. That is our Etsy shop. And we are dsweetdealsdesigns.com on the Shopify. If you guys want to take a look, no pressure. Since the pandemic, it's a little harder to get our hands on the used shoes and sneakers at a decent price of where we can still profit on. Let's put it that way. There's still a vast supply in the stores that we used to go to, but now the pricing structure has gone up, way up. So if we're going into the stores and there's shoes that we can resell, some of them are just priced way too high at a point where we're not going to make the profit. We're buying them at profit cost. So it's a little bit harder because everyone's looking for a bargain nowadays. So it makes it harder to scale at this point with the sneakers. But it's a work in progress. We're going to figure out ways to make it happen, and we're going to scale that business while building the embroidery business. I would love to take some of the work off of my shoulders when it comes to this business, but we're not in a position where we're pulling in enough cash to pay someone. But when we do, my first person is going to be somebody to do my social media marketing. That is the hardest part of my business right now, keeping up with the social media marketing. My wife, her style of entrepreneurship is not my style of entrepreneurship. She is not in the hustle mode I'm in. She's at the beginning stages of entrepreneurship, so she's now learning her and feeling her way through entrepreneurship. So while I'm giving her space to adjust to it, I'm still at 100% hustle, getting business done. So I definitely would like to hire someone to do the marketing of the brand and the reselling for the sneakers on Poshmark, eBay. So that's pretty much where we're at. We're straight up hustle mode. And when you guys new entrepreneurs, you gotta be in that mindset. There's no half doing anything. You get what you put in. You're gonna lose sleep. You're not gonna build this business overnight. It's gonna take a couple of years. And within those years, you're gonna learn a lot of different strategies and ways of how to operate the business, and you're going to adapt to the times of what's going on around you. So that is the best advice I can give any new entrepreneur. That is the reality of the business. And yeah, it's late. It's about 9 o'clock at night, and I'm on with you guys doing YouTube. Again, there's no time limit in business. If you want your business to succeed, you got to put in that work. So that is my advice to you entrepreneurs. Don't give up. Put in the work. If you have a business partner and they're not on the same level of entrepreneurship as you, as long as they're not dragging the business down, give them space to catch up. Give them the space to learn what they need to learn and catch up. You do what you got to do to make the business grow. Let them catch up. Now, if they're dragging the business down, then you need to cut ties and find a different partner. It's just that simple. Your business is only going to grow as much as you put into the business. Right now, today, I started my day at 4:40 a.m. I head to the gym. I put a workout in. Time I come back home, drink my shake, and my recovery drink. I'm like, go gadget, let's go. By 12 o'clock, half my work for the day is already done. That's how every day should be. Unfortunately, because I have a full-time job, I can only do that on the 2 days off that I have from the full-time job. But those are my most energetic days. So I think I hit almost every point for you guys already. Let's see. Yeah, I think I've hit every point for you guys. We went through how long it takes, the average amount of time it takes to be successful in your entrepreneurship. We went through the ups and downs, and the challenges of the entrepreneurship. And the only person in your way of being successful is you. What you put into the business is what you'll get from the business. All right, guys. So thank you for sitting down with me for another sip and chat vlog. This is Sean Bajan, HBK, D Sweet Deals LLC, signing off. Until next time, bringing you that knowledge and entertainment.